Average construction project manager salary. This is the type search that is found on YouTube and within Google Analytics in general and on ChatGPT. This is a question that a lot of people ask quite frequently because they want to know if this is a position where you can go make some good money. And my answer is yes. In this video, I'm going to give you general ranges which are very accurate. And I'm going to give you some hope for some other opportunities that can even pay more. And I'll give you some tips and tricks for how you can actually increase your earning ability and get on the higher scale of this. So if you are interested in that, please stay with us on this video. Becoming a project manager is an amazing career option, and it could be for you. So I love this, all right? You can make so much money in construction as a construction manager. If you are willing to learn, be the best at your game, respect people, make sure you're delivering on excellence, and that you're always sharpening the saw. But let's just get right down to it. You didn't want to hear this right out of the gate, so I'm going to give you what you did come for. What are the average salary bands? And I can tell you, from my experience, I've seen this, I've experienced this, and I've been a part of the hiring process for multiple large and small contractors in different fields, and I think you're going to love the information I'm about to share. So, the average salary for a project manager in construction is $85,000 to $120,000, so that's USD per year. Now, wages are increasing, so this number might be bigger by the time you see this video. And you might be thinking, Jason, that's not very high. That wasn't what I was expecting. But stay with me. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of key concepts. Now, first of all, I want to say that that is base pay, right? You will have your stock options, you will have benefits, you will have the car and the gas card, and all of these other perks above and beyond that salary. So that's your base, right? And it's really, really good in my opinion. When you are at the $85,000, you may be working for a smaller contractor, a specialty trade. You may be younger, right? Your job might be, your projects might be smaller, which doesn't make them easier actually. So that kind of confuses me. But and if you're on the higher end, you're probably with a larger company, more complex. In commercial construction, you're probably in the general contracting world, but that is a general average range. And let me go ahead and break this down from 0 to 3 entry level as a project manager. Typically, it's about $60,000 a year to $100,000 a year. If you're mid-level, so that's that 3 to 7 year mark, that means you're going to be anywhere, but on average, again, I would say $80,000 to $100,000 base. If you're in the senior project manager level, so that's 7+ years, and you're good at it, you have the certifications, you're learning, and you're in a decent opportunity, and you're being recognized, right? You have all of the key things that you need. You can be anywhere between 100 and 150,000 USD plus in that senior project manager role. Now, let me give you a little bit of a hope here. As of, and I have no problem repeating this because I absolutely love the company I am referencing. I'm not over-promising, but I will say that in the year 2013, which was a ways back, and this is not accounting for salary increases, right, that have been necessary to overcome inflation or to compensate for inflation. But back then, and you can see who I've worked with, but this is the first company, large company I ever worked for. They showed me a presentation. And it was basically like, hey, a project manager with us makes within this range. And so it was between, oh, and by the way, this was at year 12 for a project manager. They showed that it was typically 120 to 160 base salary. But then you add on the approximate $25,000 to $35,000 in benefits, right? Then you add on, depending on how it's all bucketed, but anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 for the retirement package. And then you add on the stock options, right? Which with some companies, they can be, like $5,000 to $15,000 a year. Don't get me in trouble for this, but there are some companies out there, they're like raking in like $80,000, $120,000 a year with their stock, right? Once they're fully vested, like making some bank. And so at the end of this presentation in 2013, it was basically like this plus this plus this all the way down the line. The aggregate for the average project manager at 12 years was $260,000 plus. I've seen that number go plus, plus, plus. I've seen the 280, the 320, the 360. You can make quite a bit of money doing this role. Like I said, if you're good, if you're learning, if you're advancing in an appropriate way, and making friends along the way. Remember, read How to Win Friends and Influence People. So that's some hope for you, right? But let me tell you some of the conditions that affect this. Number one, location. Obviously, different locations throughout, and I'll use the U.S. For this, pay different amounts, right? So like if you're in Los Angeles or New York or San Francisco, right, it's very expensive to work in these places, so your salary and your subsistence will be much, much higher. Second, your industry segment, right? If you're working in commercial construction, you're typically, or industrial, or like you're working in mining, right? You're going to have higher salaries, right? If you're doing custom homes, or you're doing multifamily, or you're working as a trade partner, I wish this wasn't the case, but you're probably looking at lower salaries. But I want you to stay working at the company that you want to work. Let's just find opportunities there to make more money. But I will say that if you're working in the commercial construction industry, typically with the general contractor or as an owner's rep, you're going to be making quite a bit of money because of the level of chaos, commitment, and work hours. Number three, the company size. Obviously, these larger companies who are more flush with cash have a greater ability to pay people higher salaries, so that could also play into the equation as well. And number four, your education. Your education, so your degree will matter, but it's mainly your ongoing certifications, your ongoing training, your ability to implement lean construction, your ability to know commissioning, the best management practices in your field, the applications, meaning the softwares, and to really be in line with the company policies, right? So that's going to help your earning potential as well. In Canada, the average is about 75 to 100,000 Canadian. And if you go outside of the US and Canada, like let's say you're going to other parts of North America or Europe, those salaries are going to adjust wildly. So you need to check specifically by location. The other thing is in Europe, which is not bad, there's no criticism here whatsoever, but they do this project management quite differently. Typically, they don't call them project managers. Typically, the person like in the U.S., the superintendent and the project manager are two separate and distinct roles. Different parts of the world can merge them, create one site manager, two site managers, or a site manager plus a project manager, or a site manager plus a foreman who's leading the field. So it can get kind of complex. I'm giving you the base in the United States and Canada. And I do want to basically say that if you have any additional information, please put it in the comments below. Our folks read those comments, and other viewers of this channel read those comments. I would love to hear from you. But here's a little bit of advice that you can follow to up your earning potential. Number one, earn the certifications. Number two, gain experience on larger, more complex projects as soon as you can. Number three, develop strong negotiation skills. There's a book called Never Split the Difference, but I do want to make sure everybody knows I'm not looking for a win-lose. Look for those win-wins. Take care of your trades, take care of your vendors, but negotiate properly for the win-win. Number four, always pursue advanced education. You're going to want to know about VDC. You're going to want to know about sustainability. You're going to want to learn the applications. You're going to want to learn about IPD, Lean, TACT, Last Planner. Continue your education. At least spend 2 weeks a year getting additional education for your role. Number five, improve your soft skills. Again, read How to Win Friends and Influence People. Number six, seek opportunities with larger companies if possible. Number seven, enhance your network. You can only be as successful as your network is. Number eight, keep up to date with industry trends. And number nine, show proven results. Get the job done. If you perform, you get in the gate, you get in the door, you can really, really own your career and make great money, especially if you started your career with a personal organization system and a way to maintain a balance, and you maintain a stable work and home life. And so these are some tips. These are the average salaries for a project manager. I'm going to put this into a Canva graphic and a blog post for you in the description below because we care. I hope that you really have enjoyed this video and that you'll comment if you have something to say. But I've enjoyed being here with you, and I hope you can put this to good use. On we go.